Welcome to Holy Voices, where timeless truth meets your present journey. If you are here, it is not by accident. Your spirit was led to this place for a reason. Every word you will hear carries light, strength, and direction for your path. Stay with us, and let this message unlock the wisdom waiting inside you. Your $100 gift through Super Thanks is not just support, it's prophecy. You are speaking into your own future harvest. The cosmic intervention you've been subconsciously praying for has finally come, chosen one, and it's going to blow away all of your illusions. You're not going to change. It's arrived, and it will hurt every energy vampire, narcissist, manipulator, and vampire who believed they could continue to feed off your light indefinitely. There's more to this spiritual awakening than that. Your cosmic coronation is this. It's non-negotiable the instant you stop playing little and begin acting like someone who understands their value. While you believed you were simply going through another challenging time, let me tell you what has been going on behind the scenes in your reality. The universe started what can only be called a cosmic extraction technique months ago. Every chance that vanished at the last minute, every door that slammed, and every individual who abruptly became unavailable were not all random. Removing everything from your chronology that would have stopped what's going to happen was done with surgical precision. This is the final time the universe has been rerouting your GPS. It wasn't retribution for every dead end, door that slammed in your face, or last-minute partnership that didn't work out. It served as defense. The mask of disappointment is worn by divine intervention, which prevents you from going to places that would have destroyed the core of who you are becoming. Your frequency is changing so drastically right now that your system is literally unable to handle anything or anyone that is working on lower vibrations. As soon as you woke up this morning, something changed. A faint awareness that your reality is no longer governed by the same norms. You feel alienated from the people who used to drain your energy with their constant drama and made-up crises, as if they were characters in a movie you no longer wish to see. Their voices now have a different weight. They are frantic, hollow, and tinged with the fear of those who believe their access to your light is being permanently taken away. Your imagination isn't going crazy here. This is real-time cosmic intervention. Furthermore, you may not be aware of how long the entities coordinating this change have been preparing to free you from the matrix of mediocrity. They have seen you accept breadcrumbs while claiming to be banquets, put up with rudeness masquerading as friendliness, and cover up the incapacity of others to maintain harmony. However, peace based on deception isn't really peace. It's incarceration with more attractive wall decor. A certain partnership that keeps getting blocked is the focal point of the first significant pattern that appears in your reality. That producer, that business associate, that artistic endeavor that ought to have been completed by now but keeps running into enigmatic roadblocks, you know the one. Something always gets in the way when you believe you're finally going to connect. They alter their schedule. There are technical issues. They must attend to sudden emergencies. This person has an energy signature that would have tainted your creative output for years to come, but you aren't aware of it yet. They are energy parasites that specialize in clinging to visionaries like you and gradually suckling the creativity out of their projects. They are not only untrustworthy. Over the next few days, you will come across someone who presents the stalled collaboration as a means of breaking out of the creative jail. Your energy won't be matched by this new link. They will intensify it to the point that you will be shocked by how strong it is. Together, you will develop a project that will do more than merely succeed. Whole categories of human expression will be redefined. By ensuring that you never accepted anything less than exceptional, the universe has been safeguarding this alliance. A person from your past has been planning a spiritual warfare campaign against you, and this is the second thread that runs through your metamorphosis. It's not a metaphor. They have been actively conspiring with others to erode your self-esteem, steal your concepts, and put themselves in a position to profit from your inventions while also damaging your reputation. Even when you were alone yourself, you had the hazy feeling that you were being observed, watched, and drained. The malfunctioning devices all around you, the abrupt onset of exhaustion in some settings, and the way your best ideas appear to vanish before you can seize them. This has all been deliberate meddling. The world hasn't forgotten about your dreams, which is why some doors won't open for certain collaborations. Your dreams were too modest, which is why. The producer who consistently calls off meetings. The coworker whose schedule is never compatible with yours. The romantic interest who never provides you with enough attention to make you feel safe, but just enough to keep you hopeful. They were never intended to see the development of your actual power, which is why they are all being methodically eliminated from your history. You were unaware of the sophistication of this spiritual assault. They have been taking advantage of your own painful memories, causing your PTSD reactions and abandonment wounds to flare up, keeping you in survival mode instead of creating mode. They would use carefully planned coincidences, a social media post meant to remind you of past betrayals, a mutual friend bringing up your failures in casual conversation, or emails that arrived at the exact moments when your confidence was growing to set off one of your triggers every time you began to get momentum on a project. However, those that are picked grow rather than break. Each hex sent. It has just made your spiritual defenses stronger. Your light has only grown brighter despite every effort to dim it. Those who attempted to destroy you have unintentionally become the driving forces behind your transformation into something they can never match or understand. There has been another kind of combat going on behind the scenes of your consciousness. People you trusted have been attacking you spiritually, using far more subtle tactics like energy vampires, deception, and gaslighting rather than age-old customs or ornate ceremonies. They have been observing your trends, imitating your inventions, and setting themselves up to profit from your discoveries while also eroding your self-confidence. Your physical body is going through what can only be called a biological update as the third pattern takes shape. You've been avoiding items that were formerly mainstays of your diet for months. Once comfortable settings can suddenly make you feel ill, exhausted, or agitated. You've been using some products for years, and now they're reacting negatively. This isn't arbitrary. The structure of your cells is literally changing to fit your higher frequency. Additionally, you are clearing your system of anything that is unable to vibrate at your higher level. This physical change is a prelude to what lies ahead in the days ahead. A full-scale activation of skills you were unaware you had. Your body is becoming a more effective conductor of cosmic energy, which is why it has been so sensitive lately. Your recent weariness is not a sign of weakness. Integration is what it is. Your body is rewiring every cell to withstand the higher voltage of your awakened gifts. The death of your people-pleasing era and the beginning of your ruthless honesty phase are the most significant changes currently occurring in your reality. The meticulously crafted mask you've donned to ensure the comfort of others is irreparably breaking. And what's showing through is frightfully real. Radical truth-telling is your new default option, and it will surprise everyone who thought they understood you. Instead of responding diplomatically as you would have months ago, you will be brutally honest when someone asks how your experience was with that service provider who obviously does half-assed work. Your reaction won't be the polite reception that ex-friends anticipate when they attempt to re-enter your life with pathetic excuses that totally disregard the extent of the harm they inflicted. They will be rendered speechless by this master class in boundary setting. This updated version of yourself no longer excuses mistakes made by others. You finally realize that shielding individuals from the inevitable repercussions of their behavior doesn't foster personal development, not because you've turned into a harsh person. It allows them to continue using frequencies that are harmful to everyone in their vicinity. You're affecting more than just your own life by being willing to say things that make you uncomfortable. Everyone in your sphere of influence is being forced to either climb to your standards or leave. A mystery character who has been seeing your metamorphosis from the shadows is the subject of the fourth thread that runs through your awakening. Because they see something in you that is sacred, untouchable, and too strong for casual conversation, this person has been watching your path for months, absolutely enthralled with your development, but is afraid to approach. You're not being stalked. They are examining you with the respect of someone who is aware that something amazing is about to happen. Subtle indications of this observer's presence have begun appearing in your reality. You keep seeing the same sequences of numbers. These seeming coincidences are too good to be true. Resources that arise out of nowhere just when you need them most. A large portion of this has been planned by someone who knows your objective better than you do. They aren't holding you as a fallback or playing games. They feel that interacting with you will radically change the course of their own lives, so they are building the bravery to enter the intensity of your presence. Let's not sugarcoat it, though. The truth remains concealed. It has been perverted. It has been suppressed by fear, algorithms, and censorship. But your heart never ceased seeing reality. You're still here for that reason. You never tapped out because of this. Because the simulation glitch was felt underfoot. This world is rigged, you know that. And you finished waiting for approval to get up. The curious were not the target audience for the Holy Voice's inner order. For the dedicated, it was forged. This pertains to the full-time selected. The ones who came to take the lead, the ones who look past appearances and take action. Weekly Zoom calls that break through the clutter are held within. We impart lessons that most people were never supposed to hear. We receive training in spiritual technologies, tactics, and psychic warfare. They have been imprisoned for millennia. This is the toolkit for the genuine ones, the ones that cannot be erased, the ones that cannot be controlled. Now is the moment to recall your identity. The description contains the URL. Your true life starts within. The upcoming financial assessments will demonstrate the extent to which your moral compass has been adjusted. There will be a chance for you to take something that isn't yours very soon. Perhaps $500, $1,000, or even more. Additionally, the previous iteration of yourself may have justified it as just restitution for wrongs committed in the past. Even though no one would ever notice the difference, the evolved you, the chosen one, who has recalled their actual nature, will return what is not theirs. Your prior dishonest compromises will close the financial floodgates, but this one act of integrity, seen only by the cosmos itself, will open them. You were unknowingly blocking your flow of abundance each time you opted for comfort over truth, convenience over character, or approval over sincerity. However, those impediments are now melting away like sugar in cosmic rain with every choice to prioritize what is right over what is convenient. For weeks now, a creative endeavor has been downloading into your mind as the fifth element woven through your transformation. You've been writing it off as unrealistic, too ambitious, and too distant from your present life. But your human mind isn't the source of this idea. It's a message from higher dimensional entities who have selected you to be their manifestation vehicle in this world. Millions of people could be influenced by this effort, which could change the collective consciousness and bring about new ways of thinking that will be carried forth for generations. Your like spreads hope. Your comment builds community. Your subscription takes us closer to 40,000 voices. You continue to question its legitimacy because a part of you still thinks that remarkable occurrences only happen to other people and not to you. However, the paradigm is changing, and the realization that you are among the other people who experience remarkable things is taking its place. Genuine regret isn't being felt by the folks from your past who are now attempting to make amends. They're worried about losing access to your light since they can sense the change in your energy. Their apologies have nothing to do with responsibility. They're calculated efforts to hold onto their role in your life without genuinely altering the actions that initially caused the harm. It's not coldness on your part to reject these meaningless gestures. It's insight derived from at last realizing the distinction between manipulation with improved packaging and true transformation. You're about to hear from 3 particular people from your history. The first will show up with a lengthy apology that seems heartfelt but includes subtly shifting blame and asking for favors. The second will make an effort to change the past by asserting that disagreements between you were miscommunications rather than willful betrayals. By describing their hardships and suggesting that helping them would be the spiritual thing to do, the third will attempt to elicit your sympathies. You will react in the same way to each of these attempts. A courteous but strong rejection that is devoid of justification, explanation, or compromise. They've been relying on your past tendencies of overanalyzing and self-doubt, so this will surprise them. However, the new you knows that no, in any language, is a complete sentence. Furthermore, it is not selfish to safeguard your energies. It's a sacred duty. Your true soul tribe is being drawn to you by a magnetic force right now. These aren't the folks that wish to alter, exploit, or I'll do you. These entities are able to identify your frequency because it coincides with their own. They are innovators, rebels, and paradigm shifters who recognize that the old structures were never intended to support the kind of magic you can produce. Their appearance in your life won't seem like a coincidence because it isn't. Every introduction, chance encounter, and unexpected opportunity for collaboration that arises over the next few weeks has been planned by forces that are not subject to human planning constraints. Finding lost bits of your own soul dispersed all over the world and then putting them back together to become the whole person you were always intended to be will be like these new connections, like going home to yourself. One somebody in particular is going to make an appearance in your life that will fundamentally alter how you view partnerships. Though it might turn romantic, this isn't necessarily the case. Finding your creative and spiritual equal is the goal here. Someone whose presence in your life challenges you to grow beyond your present limitations while also enhancing your gifts. When they do show up, it will be an immediate and unmistakable familiarity, similar to recalling a dream discussion you had long before you ever met. Together, your initiative will serve as the cornerstone of a movement that will go far beyond anything you could have envisioned on your own. The imaginative thoughts that are circulating throughout your mind are not arbitrary. You are the vehicle through which their downloads from higher dimensional sources have decided to manifest in this world. Intellectual property of cosmic significance includes the inventions, creative visions, and business concepts that appear to come fully formed in your head. Furthermore, it is not paranoid to defend them. It's realizing that you are a steward of the creative power of God. Some of these concepts have the power to change the collective consciousness, impact millions of individuals, and offer novel ways of thinking that will be carried forth for generations. Because of this, keeping them secret until they're completely matured is not only a wise move, but also a sacred duty. Access to these ideas before their time could weaken their influence or completely taint their intent. You're going to get something in the next few days that fully captures this change. It could be a fancy item, a piece of jewelry, or an opportunity that seemed unattainable only a few months ago. You'll realize it's more than simply a present when it arrives. It serves as a tangible anchor for your new world. A reminder that you now work in a world where abundance is expected and quality is the norm. In the meantime, those who attempted to take advantage of your previous fears are learning that karma works on a schedule they never expected. With mathematical accuracy, the identical strategies they employed to harm you are now working against them. Their own character is being exposed by the lies they told about you. They are receiving a magnified return of the energy they expended trying to devalue you, exposing the emptiness that initially motivated their attacks. The individual who has been planning spiritual assaults on you is going to experience a complete and unquestionable reversal that will even astound you with its accuracy. Their efforts to snatch your creative force have failed miserably. They have unintentionally generated a karmic debt that the universe is now collecting with interest, rather than draining you. It isn't a fantasy if you have been having dreams lately that seem more genuine than the real world. They serve as sneak peeks at the timeline you're entering. Your soul uses the abundance, recognition, love, and creative fulfillment that occur while you sleep to prime your mind for manifestations that would otherwise be too overwhelming in their scope. Everything you believed you desired in the past served as a prelude to what you would ultimately require in the future. Every setback served as a diversion. Making room was the goal of every loss. Every conclusion was actually a disguised beginning. You weren't being rejected by the folks that left your life. To create space for relationships that might genuinely support the intensity of who you're becoming, they were being pushed aside. The time of full activation is drawing near, and the enigmatic watcher is set to make their identity known as all these patterns come together. The ideal collaborator for the creative project is about to be found. Karmic justice is on the verge of being fulfilled. The arrival of the soul tribe is imminent. The flow of financial riches is on its way. The physical metamorphosis will soon be finished. But you're not experiencing any of this. Through you, all of this is taking place. Cosmic favor does not belong to you. The tool of cosmic will is you. You're not being blessed by the universe. It's expressing who you are. You're not getting the gifts. They are revealing who you have always been. The permanent nature of this entire metamorphosis is its most exquisite feature. You can never return to the lesser version of yourself that put up with disrespect, accepted less, and lowered their light for the sake of others. That individual did a fantastic job, however their contract is no longer in effect. The entity you're becoming is guided by a completely new set of instructions, one that is triggered by acknowledging your own divinity and written in the language of stars. The ramifications of your metamorphosis will affect lives you might not be aware of as this new phase of your life develops. By choosing to live up to your truth, you will be allowing others to do the same. Others will be motivated to improve their standards by your resolve to settle for mediocrity. Your readiness to leave things that don't work for you will demonstrate to others that they have the same freedom to make their own decisions. Your personal circle is only a small part of the collective you're helping. Every limit you establish, every truth you express, and every sincere decision you make causes vibrations to travel through the interwoven web of consciousness that binds all living things together. Everyone who shares your frequency will be liberated as a result of your personal liberation, starting a chain reaction of waking that will last beyond your time here on Earth. Every experience makes perfect sense when you reflect on the path that led you to this point and stand in your full authority. The losses taught you to be detached, the betrayals taught you to be wise, the loneliness taught you to be independent, the hardships taught you to be strong, and the darkness taught you to be your own light. It was not punishment. It was all preparation. You are emitting a frequency that is so clean, so powerful, so unquestionably authentic that it serves as a deterrent to those who would drain your energy and a beacon for your true tribe. You become more discerning and magnetic at the same time, attracting just the things that are most beneficial to you and instinctively rejecting anything that doesn't fit into your higher reality. They will experience unexpected consequences from the impending change. They will experience a visceral shock when they see how you have changed from someone who used to put up with their disrespect to the force of nature, which establishes limits like sacred law. They have been relying on your dependable tendencies to be overly accommodating, over-explaining, and forgiving. They will feel betrayed by your abrupt refusal to play those roles, but in reality, it's the most sincere thing you've ever done. Your psyche has been festering with narcissistic scars. People who saw your light and chose to put it out instead of igniting their own are finally getting the healing they deserve for the grave wounds they caused. However, this is hardly a slow, peaceful recuperation. Precision tools made from your own recycled power are being used for this cosmic surgery. Setting boundaries causes more wounds to be cauterized. Every truth you express dispels the next falsehood they try to instill in your mind. Finding the narcissistic tendencies in those around you is the most potent part of your recovery process. Those who once utilized obligation, guilt, and fabricated crises to control you are suddenly finding that their strategies don't work. They no longer have the same emotional hooks to pull you back into unhealthy relationships. You no longer feel the need to save, justify, or make accommodations. Instead, you have a clear, unwavering understanding of what is best for you. Your new internal alarm system goes off the moment someone approaches you with an apology that starts with an explanation of their situation rather than an admission of guilt. You can see right through the theater when they apologize and then ask for favors or suggest that your forgiveness will demonstrate your spiritual growth. In these situations, you make a quick and disastrous switch. It's not because you've turned into a nasty person, but rather because you can no longer engage in dishonest behavior. Like salt in holy water, the trauma bonding that formerly bound you to poisonous relationships is melting away. Your dedication to radical self-respect has cut the invisible threads that once bound you to recurring patterns of abuse and reconciliation. Those who relied on your trauma reactions to keep you available for their dysfunction are finding that something they can't control has taken the place of those reactions. True affection for oneself. Your neurological system, which was once controlled by the turmoil of others and conditioned to put their comfort ahead of your safety, is now functioning according to an entirely different protocol. When someone voiced dissatisfaction with your boundaries, you used to feel anxious, but now you feel relieved because of the clarity. You are proud of your progress instead of feeling bad about putting your needs first. You no longer feel the need to correct other people's emotional states. Instead, you are free to observe their emotions without assuming any responsibility for them. Your resistance to perpetuate the patterns is burning the generational trauma that has been ingrained in your family like a poisonous inheritance. As you show that their grandchildren do have options, your predecessors who endured silent suffering because they thought they had no other choice are applauding from the opposite side. You are rewriting the story for everyone who shares your DNA each time you choose boundaries over belonging, truth over fleeting serenity, and respect over familiarity. The inner child is finally getting the defense they have always deserved after learning to hide, shrink, and adapt in order to survive in settings that penalized authenticity. However, you're not only fostering this damaged side of yourself. God multiplies what you release. Sow $20, $50, or $100 into holy voices and trust His increase. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 10. When someone tries to re-traumatize them, you're actively protecting them. Your switch-up includes a strong defensive instinct that, without hesitation or justification, eliminates dangers to your inner calm. For those who didn't think you were capable, the change in your career will be very striking. A tutorial on what occurs when a chosen one stops playing small is about to be delivered to coworkers who disregarded your contributions, employers who underestimated your abilities, and rivals who believed they could surpass you. The frequency of your work will change whatever it comes into contact with. And people who see your work will question how they could have missed your brilliance. Your connection with money is getting better at a breakneck pace. Prosperity consciousness, which acknowledges your intrinsic value, is replacing poverty consciousness, which persuaded you to take less than your worth, to undercharge for your services, and to feel bad for wanting abundance. Your financial reality is being adjusted by the cosmos to reflect your energy value. And the change will be so significant that it will justify all of the hardships you have faced to get here. Your unreserved embracing of luxury, excellence, and beauty is part of your change and abundance. You now realize that embracing excellence in all aspects of your life is a component of your spiritual practice, when previously you felt undeserving of nice things. The high-end goods that are showing up in your reality are not mere trinkets. They're outward expressions of your improved self-perception and elevated expectations. Your life's romantic environment is being completely transformed. The tendency to draw partners who require repair, rescue, or ongoing emotional control is giving way to a magnetic attraction toward equals who energize you rather than deplete it. The individual who has been witnessing your metamorphosis is not scared of your strength. It's exciting to them. In you, they see the companion they have been working so hard to earn. The realization of this heavenly collaboration will be immediate and indisputable. They won't make an effort to dim your light in order to boost their own ego. They won't feel frightened by your success or be able to match your presence. Rather, they will honor your genius while incorporating their own to produce something that neither of you could have done on your own. Every toxic relationship you had to go through to discover what love shouldn't feel like will be validated by this bond. For lifetimes, the cosmos has been preparing for this moment. Selected 1. This moment, when you will fully recall who you are and assume the role you came here to play, has been the culmination of every incarnation, lesson, victory, and trauma. Even you will be surprised by the ways in which the cosmic powers who arranged your awakening will assist your mission as it develops. You now realize that this was more than simply a spiritual awakening as we head back to the starting point of our journey, the front desk of your consciousness, where the collective has at last made a clear link. After lifetimes of forgetfulness, this was a cosmic activation, a heavenly remembering, and a return to your actual self. Those who thought you would stay tiny would be hurt by your change. However, it will heal everyone who is prepared to see what happens when a chosen person fully realizes their potential. There is no longer any static. There is no longer any disturbance. The link is now permanent. Additionally, anything that passes through this channel will change not only your reality but also the reality of everyone you come into contact with. Greetings from your new timeline. Greetings from your actual power. Greetings from a life that was just waiting for you to have the courage to take it. A being so bright, strong, and in harmony with cosmic truth emerges from the ashes of the old you, that reality itself bends to make room for you. Your narrative doesn't end here. This marks the beginning of your true narrative. If this message touched your heart, don't leave without spreading the light. Click like so this wisdom can reach more souls searching for truth. Subscribe to Holy Voices so you never miss the next divine word prepared for you. And write your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters here. Until next time, keep walking in faith, keep growing in wisdom, and remember, the journey of the wise never ends.